Hello, this is Bill Clodsey. Welcome to a Dominaria draft. We're going to go through all the picks here. Learned a lot about the format, so to begin with, we have Blessed Light, which is probably the best common, and Verdant Forest, which is a nice late game win condition. And Blessed Light is such premium removal that, you know, it's got to be worth considering over this bomb. Both of which I consider, well, the best cards in the pack and better than Quende and Juggernaut Migration and even Cloud Reader Sphinx by a bit. That might be the third best card in the pack. So do we want to see a sweet, heavy commitment to green early, or do we want a consistent removal spell? And I think we go with the removal spell here. I guess rewarded, because we can pick up another one. Or Naban, but that takes us away from white, so I'm less inclined to take that. Yeah, other good cards in the pack, Shivan Fire, very good, and the Sap Herd is fine. But yeah, Blessed Light and Naban out of this pack. Cool. Still getting rewarded in white with a Pegasus Courser. And most of the cards in this pack are just filler. Soothsayer has some neat applications. Other than that, you know, Skin Witch, Overseer, Relic Runner's kind of impressive if you have the right deck for it, and Omnivore are all good. But I'm glad we find something for our deck. Something pretty nice. Rona would put us into Esper. I'm not really afraid of doing that, but it is a real commitment. Chain Whirler, not maybe as good in Limited. Gorger is a second color. And Chronicler is interesting. Getting back a Blessed Light is strong. Maybe we just take Mesa Unicorn and call it there. But the Chronicler has higher upside and is a nice 2-drop to begin with, so I'll go with the Chronicler here. And at some point we have to pick up a second color, so we can start that now. Halar. If we're kicking stuff, it gets better. Otherwise, a 3/3 trample, you wouldn't really want to splash for it. Frenzied Rage, not something I'm super interested in. But now that we've picked up a red card, Keldon Raider, looks like it'll be the best here. We can even discard a card we expect to get back the next turn with Chronicler. This changes things. The Mirari Conjecture is one I have not had a chance to play with yet. Or if I've had a chance, it was already when I drafted most of my deck. But you get a lot of value out of this. Even if we're just in white-blue, it can be strong, but if we're in some weird Jeskai brew, it's going to get pretty crazy pretty quickly. The only card that even is appealing out of that pack, so I'm happy to get it. Very few creatures going around. We're prioritizing sorceries at this point, and fixing for that matter. We don't have a whole lot of either. Adamant Will? No. Short Sword? Maybe. Unwind? Also maybe. I'll take Unwind. More of a sideboard card, but if we're playing a control deck, then there are some bombs we want to be able to deal with that we can't, you know, use Blessed Light on. Run Amok. I like this spell, but less good in control. The whole pack's kind of weak. Take a bird. Jeskai's back. Jeskai control. Alright. Diligent Excavator. We don't have many historic things yet, but who knows? Having the 1/3 might be good enough on its own. And honestly, the next most appealing card here is a Foil Mountain. So let's take a card we might play. Relic Runner, Befuddle. This pack is empty. Compass. If we're in 3 colors and this is our only fixing, it could be better than Befuddle even. Yeah, I'll take the Compass, just in case. Tragic Poet versus Relic Runner. Again, I want to be more controlling and win by attacking with 1/3s rather than fragile 2/1s. So I'll take the Poet, kind of on the same level as Compass. Hopefully it doesn't make the deck, but it might if we have enough things like Conjecture to get back. And we find a Befuddle anyway. Arcane Flight could work on a Turtle, but that's not the strategy that I see this deck employing. What's more likely, our second Compass or our first Arcane Flight? I'll take the Flight. If you're playing some crazy 5-color deck, by all means play 2 Compasses. But generally you don't even want 1. We're looking for Skittering Surveyors mainly to fix our Jeskai mana. And if we pick up a red-blue duel or something, I'd be happy. Another bird. The birds, they're particularly good with a short sword just to become a relevant threat. And they even scry off the short sword. But yeah, it's another one I'm not necessarily going to play. We're not sure what direction we're taking this. It could very well be a blue-red spells deck, even at this point, splashing white. Well, now it looks like a Helm of the Host deck. That's just too good to leave, or to pass, really, too good to pass. Nothing good to copy yet, but it almost doesn't matter what you copy. If you're copying a 1/1 flyer, that's great. You get a 1/1 flyer every turn. A little expensive to set up, but this is the kind of bomb you want. And a good finisher even in a control deck with very few creatures. So snag that. Passing to Vose Archer, Daniel, Louis Bach, A. Wep, Ashok, Bob Knox, and Tony Silence. Getting past Teferi Planeswalker. Now Oath of Teferi just doesn't do anything. It might be fine with the Mirari Conjecture, but even that's just not good. Goblin Barrage, a sorcery, our first one, and a good one. It is removal, and I'll happily take it out of a pack without much else. Nice. In Bolus's Clutches, a solid find for our Jeskai deck here. And it's kind of a reason to play Unwind, because there are so many effects that just exile an enchantment or bounce a permanent, and they might only have one, so if you unwind the first way they have of dealing with the clutches, you're in good shape. But yeah, I'll grab it here. It isn't something we get back with Conjecture or anything, but that's still fine. I'm still not sure if we main deck Unwind. It just is more of a reason to. It's another good reason for a Tragic Poet, too. We'll see. I've never really found a use for the first Eruption. I suppose it's a fine sideboard card just as a 1 damage sweeper, but it kills your mountain. Like, if this didn't kill your mountain without you having a choice about it, it'd be a bit better. Could take Rona here. That's a fun one with Helm of the Host, I imagine. And it's looking more and more likely we need this Compass. No other good fixing in the pack. Yeah, I'll take Rona. Come on, fixing. Or Journey Mage. 2 Journey Mages, but we have the good one here, the Academy variety. And we'll grab that. Got a few wizards already. Compass number 2, is it time? Or is there anything else we could possibly want out of this pack? Just a 2/2 or a 1/3. Yeah, I think we just have to ignore all those and take a second Compass, because I'm not excited to play it, but it might go in that direction. Journey Mage is fine though. We'll be happy to play another wizard. A couple Artificers, a couple wizards, a couple birds. It might be time for an Explorer. Milling ourselves isn't the worst, especially if we're rocking Tragic Poet and Rona and Mirari Conjecture. All of these feed off of the graveyard. And yeah, there's a chance you mill them themselves, but yeah, it's not always going to you know, you still get some value out of it most of the time. Or if your opponent's close to getting milled and you have a Helm of the Host sitting around, that's a fun way to finish someone off. Mill for a turn, and they have to draw one a turn, so it's, you know, a quarter of their library every turn. Fervent Strike and Lava Runner. I guess we could do worse than a 2/2 haste some of the time. Another kind of card that is helped by Homerid Explorer, but still not a good enough reason to play it outside of an aggressive deck. Oath is back. I kind of want to just take this. It's not like we have a Planeswalker, but who knows? We might open one. And what does it do? It bounces, it flickers Journey Mage, Explorer, Conjecture, Compass, Keldon Raider, Rona. I mean, if a deck wants it, it might be this one, even if it's still not likely. Glorious Rebirth returns all legendary permanents, including legendary artifacts, enchantments, and creatures, and I have one of each. And it's still not good enough, but I'll take it, because it's flashy. Explorer number 2, or the sideboard card. Yeah, I'm not super excited about the Explorers. Poet. I don't think the Poet makes it main deck. We'd need more of a reason. I'll just take the games where we lose our clutches and call it a day. Wow, Varric's Bladewing. We have opened quite well so far. And the advantage of being in 3 colors is if you open a bomb, it's more likely than not to be in your colors. And we open a bomb, and it is in our colors. 7 mana for 8 power and toughness of flyers over 2 legendary bodies. Can't do much better than that in the format, so yeah, grab him. Another kind of bomb here. 7 mana for 1 4/4, but with the upside of being able to shock things and grow bigger. Still not as good. And one that we can't really play. Shivan Fire is going to be the pick here. It's a good one to get back. I wouldn't mind Syncopate or maybe even Call the Cavalry as another sorcery. But yeah, we'll be happy with this. Come on, Skittering Surveyor. Yeah, at this point we can't splash much. I would splash the Blessed Lights. Maybe begrudgingly 1 Compass. But probably not even that. And then play something like this. So where is the fixing for us? Merfolk Trickster. That's the opposite of fixing. It's a mana constrained card, but it's a good one. I hope we can get Divination back, because that's another one that would work really well in this deck. However, I'll take the Trickster here because we also need good ways to survive early. And this is about as well as you can do for a creature. A lot of utility. It takes away abilities, including things like Indestructible or whatever. Narumiha. And the Trickster is a wizard itself. So yeah, it actually works quite well with a lot of the cards we have already. Just a 3/3 flash for 4, and kind of a fun one at that. If we're ever copying a random Shivan Fire, we're in good shape too. Oh, Divination, another one. Oh, we're passing all these, and maybe one could wheel. I hope it does. Here's one, but again, we can't take it because Adeliz is in the pack. This is turning out really well. We have a lot of these bombs that help each other and are in the same colors. People are cooperating very well with us. Wizard's Retort is similar. Archaeologist, if it was a wizard, might have more of a chance, but at this point I want to protect all our investments with a Wizard's Retort. Blink of an Eye. Yep, not too hard here. The hard thing will be to pick up a sorcery. because we only have one right now. I guess if you're getting back and doubling instants, that's good enough. But yeah, this pack just doesn't do it for us. Run amok. I shouldn't really be complaining about this draft, given all the cool stuff we've already gotten. Fire Elemental. But I will complain. I'm complaining that we don't have enough sorceries. So unlucky. Syncopate's a good one. Journey Mage. The double Blessed Light is still worth a splash. Come on, something. Rescue. One Divination. That would complete the deck. If we could wheel one Divination. Who's doing this? Come on, Bob Knox. You don't need it. Take that Foil Mountain. Fire Elemental. We're not going to get there, are we? We don't even have any random sorceries lying around in our sideboard. Yes, we got there. Perfect. And that's it. That's our deck. 18 lands, which helps with fixing. And we have our 2 sorceries, which is just 100% better than 1 sorcery. Play like 2 planes or something, which should be enough. Especially now that we have all this extra card draw. The only thing that we're still missing is a Skittering Surveyor, but those disappear early from packs. And sometimes you just won't get them. Is 2 white enough? Yeah, probably not. We probably want 3 white. So we'll see how the mana works out. The idea would be that we'll have enough time to set up 1 white if we just have that in the deck. Assistant, we could also cut a land for a compass, or cut one of our worst creatures for the compass. Yeah, like I guess we're not sure this is the final build. If we look at it, Syncopate, Wizard's Retort will often be pretty early. Assistant's pretty bad. It's not like we have so many historic things to go crazy with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 spells that can scry eventually off of flying men. The original 1/1 for 1 flyer. So Befuddle is a possibility, and Unwind. Both of those are kind of exciting. Or we could just run the Compass. I don't like it. I don't like running the Compass, but I like running Unwind. Everyone has spells, and the spells, they're playing them because they want them to resolve. That's why you play spells. So let's not let them do that. 13, 7, 2, and I think it'll just be 2 planes. So 9, 7, 2. And good luck. The games that'll suck will be where we get stuck with 2 Blessed Lights in hand and no planes, but it makes for an exciting game of will we draw what we need next? That is, planes, to resolve one of these. And honestly, that's kind of unlikely. I definitely want to make sure we have enough blue and red early to do our stuff. And card draw is a form of fixing itself. So if you look at this, we have Blink of an Eye, Divination, Keldon Raider, and Conjecture to a lesser extent. Anything else good? You know, a few things to dig through our library to get it. Cool, see you in the matches. Round 1, it is an interesting choice whether to be on the play or the draw, but with 18 lands, that's usually my tiebreaker, especially without knowing what my opponent is playing. I want to be on the play, and a lot of our counterspells depend on having a mana advantage. We never counter a 2-drop on on the draw. If we're on the draw, that is. Here we go, Relic Runner. Yeah, we don't have much to deal with that for a while, so get rid of it. But if it's a slower matchup, we'll see how grindy they are, and then we can choose to be on the draw later. Short sword, that would have been a painful turn. 4 damage to us. Unblockable for what it's worth. Archaeologist. Bounce that guy. And then maybe we use the conjecture. Not the most value ever, but our deck isn't the best conjecture deck. It's fine. Draw white. But yeah, it's not really worth it. You kind of already need the sorcery in your graveyard because before you get another main phase, you have to get that sorcery back. Oh, they've got 6 mana up here. Instead of equipping the short sword, they just play a turtle. We've met our match. We can't beat a turtle. Okay, 5 potential power for blocking. And we're taking a hit of 9 back. I think we just attack here. It's not good either way. The best we can hope to do is try to trade with the archaeologist by not attacking. The better option is to... Oh no, and we couldn't even trade with it if they didn't want us to. The better option is to hope to draw a spell like Blessed Light and then team up our wizards on the snapper when it's like a 6/7. We're down to 6. Come on, white off the top and it's a game. Chronicler off the top and it's less of a game. But it doesn't look like we're dead yet. If you look at this, it seems like we would be better off playing a plains over a mountain. Ugh. Right. Chump block mode. And possibly trade-off mode. That just doesn't leave us any outs to win, though. Okay, this leaves us outs to win. If they have nothing here, and we can kill this turtle, even though they kill all our stuff, besides one of our chroniclers. Oh wait, we're dead to this. Ah, whatever. They're like, what? What are they thinking? All right, we could have survived there, but it's not gonna go well. Befuddle Unwind is good in this matchup. And I hope it doesn't come to us just losing outright so quickly. They're pretty quick. So I'm gonna be on the play again. Oh no. They're playing a compass? We're going to lose to a navigator's compass? I hope not. To be fair, they haven't won yet with a navigator's compass in play. Always yield to that. Alright. 1/3 doesn't kill us too quickly. Wizard's Retort counters some 3-drop that might not even be relevant. It's the kind of card we could save for a big turtle later. First strike, sure. Let them cantrip here. I wonder if they're going to counter our stuff. They certainly have that option. But the Helm of the Host resolves. And that's the kind of thing that could beat a souped up turtle just by going too wide for it. That's some attack there. Are they going to make it more powerful somehow? Turn 4, they've got a sparring construct. I really hope I don't lose to this. It doesn't take much though. I mean, just having random stupid cards, but like 1 or 2 really good cards, does tend to work. First things first, they didn't counter Helm, so it's still pretty unlikely they counter this. And we can recycle our mountain here. And next turn we're gonna get more Keldon Raiders. If they don't kill the... Yeah, they killed that. So yeah, Wizard's Lightning. It doesn't matter how much better our creatures are if they all die. Cute thing we can do next turn. Flash in the Trickster to block Sparring Construct and remove its ability. Especially with this extra land, it should be nice. And then we can start making copies of the Trickster to tap down our opponent's blockers. Here we go. Hubba! Wish we kept up another blue here. Lose your abilities. Look at all that text disappear. Very nice. The cleanest interaction in all of Dominaria Limited, right there. Intervention to destroy target artifact. I really want that to survive. That's why I wanted our retort up. Tapping 2 blue is just so annoying here. Now it takes forever to redeploy it, but we can keep double blue up for the retort this next turn, especially if we draw all of this. I don't know how much mana. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I tried to do. And pass. Things are looking up. As long as they don't Caligo Skin Witch, we could counter that too. Yep, what is it? Goblin Barrage. Yeah, we don't want our only creature to die because that pretty much kills the Helm in its own way. In Bolus's clutches. It's surprising how many times I've stolen a Helm of the Host with in Bolus's clutches. Pretend we have another Wizard's Retort in play. Alright, here we go. Tap your thing. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to hold back our Trickster. There's not much in these colors. Like, if they had white up, we could. Or green even, so they could untap. But once we make a copy, it's not even like losing the first one is, you know, game-changing. There's the Snapper. So, it's going to be a while before we can do anything about that Snapper. Could attack and get 2 damage in, but really what you want to do in this case is wait until you can get like 10 damage in, and then, you know, chump attack for a couple turns. Oh, is this for real? Well, I'll take it. if I had one more copy, I might block, but the fact that they could pump their snapper and we have no way of interacting with it, that's just too bad for us. Yikes, another snapper. Journey Mage, and yeah, eventually we'll put the helm on that. But don't have the mana this turn. So if they attack with both snappers, let's say, we can team up a lot of our tricksters on one of them. 8, and if they have a +5/+5 spell, sorry, +5, that would be something. If they have a +3/+3 spell, we still do well here. Well enough anyway. Okay, one turtle down, and it only took a copy and an original. Shoot, that runner's a little scary. I would like to kill it, but don't have the mana this turn. Close. We're close to the mana. And it's not going to kill us in one hit, so we're okay here. I wonder if the turtle comes in. Sure. See if this works. Pump spell would get us again, but sort of the more turns that go by without them using it, the less likely it is they have it. You know, they're just top decking. Now that we've dealt with all of their hexproof creatures. Cool. And we'll just ride this train. Actually, I think we should not try to cast sorceries in combat. But in addition, we should barrage this Relic Runner. It was tempting to hold Syncopate up there, but it's on cast that this thing becomes unblockable, not on entry. Right, so we would have taken 3 without being able to do anything about it. We can't counter that, so no problem there. And they say, okay, short sword, concede. Turtles, we dealt with the turtles. It wasn't easy, but it was possible. Opponent takes the play. And this is a good hand against the play. It's our one piece of early interaction. And a couple pieces of early interaction if you consider the excavator. All of our colors, all of our planes. Servant, which is the one thing we can't kill with Shivan Fire yet. But we can block it. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you win games of Magic right there. Arcanist also doesn't attack super well. I'm wondering why they even have this Servant in their deck. Do they have a Traxos? I mean, that's the most common reason to play Servant. And no attacks. That'd be something. That would be something else. And they're missing their land drop, so that kind of sucks for them. Do we want to try to hit lands off the top of their deck? Or should we be correct and mill ourselves? Let's mill ourselves here. Especially since we have our planes already. Ooh, Blessed Light, Syncopate. Yeah, I guess it isn't the best, isn't the worst. But we put a sorcery and an instant in our graveyard, so there is some upside there. You might also consider that we have an excavator in play, but yeah, we're never getting close to milling them without a helm. And I guess it was a good move that we could have milled them down to the land they needed. Yeah, Journey Mage here. bounce the Arcanist, because that's kind of the big thing that they could use to cast Divination if they draw it next turn. And they have to take this time to redeploy. So what if they don't draw land next turn? Then they would have to discard. They go up to 9, and then... Okay, but now they're going to trade 2 for 1 down. That's totally fine with me. It does mean they definitely don't have to discard to hand size. But they would have still used the Shivan Fire on Journey Mage to clear that out. We steal the Arcanist. No, but we should steal the Mountain. I haven't got to do this yet in the format. Mill ourselves. But that feels pretty cool. We now have freshly tapped mana to cast Varix next turn. Wow. Well, they drew a card. They could have drawn the Construct last turn, but here we go. Keep milling ourselves because it's been working so far. It's not going to find them any land. All right, we did it with our awesome Mountain. Round 2 versus Valmuth. And yeah, take the play. Wow, all our colors. Awesome, Valmuth. Well, you're going to be in one. Hopefully. I don't always post videos I record. If I make too many big mistakes, people might not end up seeing it. But this one looks sweet already. Give me the old. Okay. What are we doing here? This thing could die, but I don't care about it. Every Diligent Excavator that dies means one less Varix Bladewing that dies. Divination, nice. To a Gideon's Reproach. The Surveyor, huh? Can't do much about that now. There's no way they don't block here, and having our blocker might be better. They're like, sure, trade a trick with our Surveyor. Discard a card here, yes. We don't need this extra Mountain. Yeah, I mean, pretty unlikely we need to block, but if we're facing down, like this, then they would get that extra damage in. Sure, do we want to bounce their guy? Probably not. I don't want to do anything here. And you can only bounce your opponent's creature, and you have to bounce it. Just wait. Yeah, let's just wait here. Nice swamp there, mixing it up. Yargle. Yargle. I'm going to Blessed Light that. They're in colors that have very powerful legendary sorceries, and we never want this thing to see the light of day again. Also, we can get back Divination, or we can get back Blessed Light. And honestly, we should just get back Blessed Light. Blessed Light's like the best card in our deck, so drawing 2 cards isn't generally going to get us as much value as one of our best cards. Varix shows up when he wants to, not when we try to draw him. Okay, good plays here though. Finally we can get some use out of our Journey Mage. Make them spend 1,000,000 mana again. And here we might as well attack for 1. The thing is, even if we have a trick here, we don't, it's not like a bluff at all. We don't even play it. So they don't know that we don't have a trick. Caretaker. That's one we should use the barrage on. Or other sorcery. Or we could use Blessed Light. Blessed Light makes more sense on this board. Even though they have a 5/5 that the barrage can't deal with. Now that we have Mirari Conjecture, we have, yeah, we need to be able to get back an instant, and we don't have another one. We need plenty of mana here. Alright, here we go again. Get in 4 damage, or 1 damage if they have the Reproach. Oof. This is our big guy again. Partic Wanderer. Helm of the Host. That doesn't do too much. It mills for a little bit. If we get up to 9 mana, we can play and equip it on the same turn, so maybe we just do Conjecture here. The other option is to attack with both and then try to barrage down the Wanderer. But let's... Oh, that's a cool interaction. We can mill ourselves to try to get back a better thing, but our stuff is already good enough, and these are the only 2 sorceries in our deck. Dang, that was a good mill. Josu Vess and Juggernaut. Sometimes things just work out nicely, even if it wasn't correct to do it. Part of the appeal of the game is that variance. Great, well, Blessed Light, and I'm not going to try to wait too many turns to resolve that. Instead of drawing Josu Vess, they drew Plains. Underneath is good. Get back Divination. Yeah, this might be the sweetest deck I've drafted, honestly. I used to draft Jeskai all the time in Cons of Tarkir, where the fixing was good and the cards were good. Here it takes a little more to get going. So what were we doing again? Yeah, that was some good milling, wasn't it? Alright, let's get rid of Partic Wanderer. We can counter their next play and save the Divination for when Conjecture's better. When Conjecture makes it better. Okay, here we go. We still don't find a land, but what can we do? Divination, copy it, same targets if it has any targets, which it doesn't. Some card draw spells target players, but not this one. Yeah, this is over. And keep up Wizard's Retort. We might as well. We might as well, because it's going to be pretty difficult to lose this game. But there are ways, and we want to counter those ways. But we don't want to take all day, so I'll play a Trickster. I want to be quick about it. You know, I'm not actually too worried. See if we can mill them again here. Oh no. Well, those aren't great. They wouldn't save them here. We can be kind of greedy, because whatever they might play, we could bounce it back to their hand. Oh, this is a bit greedy. What if we lose here? The thing is, they could have some legendary sorcery, like the exile all non-legends, and all they want to do is draw their legend. Okay, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. And that could mess us up here. Wouldn't be the end of the world, but it would reset things. And 6, 7, 8. Almost. If we had a goblin, we could finish things off. No. Yeah, it would finish things off. Seal away, huh? Yeah, fine. That's fine. Because we can re-equip. That attack wasn't lethal anyway. That's about the best they can do, though. And I love that you can equip Helm to these tokens. One thing they might have done, it would have made it a whole other paragraph of text, but they could have said it can only make a copy of it if it's a non-token creature. It doesn't make it much worse, but I mean, it's pretty good, so it might need a little nerf. Yeah. Getting Josu off the top. That always happens. You always get incidentally milled by your opponent in limited. You only have 40 cards in your deck and only a couple bombs. Of course they're going to mill the best card in your deck, or the only out you have, the turn before you need to draw it. And for once I'm on the delivering end of that. Sure, yeah, we're good enough. Good enough with this. I don't know that we have many better outs to Josu than just countering it or milling it. This hand is wonderful. Look at all this land. And look at our 4/3 wizard here. Cool. Obviously not the best hand, but yeah, I'm really not too picky. And I much more often keep 6-landers than 1-landers, because 1-landers get much worse if you just draw the wrong thing. But if we draw a couple lands in a row, we're not just dead. It's like we can play our thing once we draw it, whereas it's sort of the opposite with getting mana screwed. You already have discarded cards at that point. Do you think they go to double block this? Oh no, of course not. We already have a wizard. All our stuffs are wizards. So we bounce Courser and get in 1, and we get punished by fungal infection. But not really. We still kill something. Call, okay. That's almost a card we had. Oh boy. There's no way they play around Naru Miha, but we could really get them here. I'm going to attack with both. And I think they block 1 on each. I really think that's the play. So, yeah, I mean, hey, random mythic that blows us out. Yeah, and even if they don't block there, we let them take it and then flash in a 3/3 blocker. So, usually when you're thinking of cards to play around, you think of a common, like, okay, they might have 1 trick, so we kill one of them, but you don't think about this. You have it all. Well, we have it all in terms of lands, certainly. This attack, they can't punish it because Glider just never gets to block. Give him the old consolation eyes here. Again, we can still lose, but And that's just because if they somehow deal with what we have going on, we have nothing left. Yeah, see, that deals with it. They're back in it. Ouch. Vigilance, we can't attack into that with much. So draw any of our sweet removal? You don't say. What gets more damage in? Attacking with both of these or not attacking with both? Or either? Attack, they block there. They gain 2, we do 1. Yeah, just attack like this. And hope they weren't sandbagging their fungal infection this whole time. Ouch, 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 ouch. Okay, that is a big attacker. 6, they kill us in 3 turns. I hope they don't have too much left. But they're dead. If they don't have another blocker. Juggernaut's a good blocker. Come on, removal off the top. Ooh. If we attack with everything, they trade, block, go to 12, take 5, and they're absolutely fine afterwards. If we don't attack, they keep pummeling us in the air with the Pegasus Courser, and they're happy enough to do that. So we have to attack with at least these 2. And they trade 1 with the Juggernaut, so yeah, that can't do much better than that here. Puts them at 4 again, so a rough spot if we do draw removal. Oh no. Well, our bad for keeping 6 lands. It's our last chance here. Josu, they might just cast Josu to have a blocker. Salvage, ouch, gets back some good stuff. Our only out is to kill this Pegasus Courser now, I'm pretty sure. Divination would help. Divination into removal. But if we draw planes, we are so dead. Oh, I wonder, did they play their land this turn? Because they might have Gideon's Reproach here, and that makes things a bit harder as well. No, just another blocker. That was sweet. Oh. Does it do it? Okay, let's say we kill this first. They re-equip the jousting thing to the glider. Oh, it's not enough. It's not enough because the glider can kill us if we don't kill them. So we have to kill whatever creature has the jousting lance. And we only get to attack with, say, the Journey Mage this turn. And they trade Journey Mage for the Knight. Yeah. 1 turn too late on the Shivan Fire. And I'm glad they're going to attacks here, because if they played around Shivan Fire, for example, they would just do this the other way. Now we're still dead to the glider next turn, but better than dead this turn. And we know they have a Juggernaut, so it's possible they don't have much else here. Now we draw a second piece of removal for the glider. We can chump the Juggernaut. And they have another spell. Ooh, so not good enough. They get to equip the Surveyor with the Jousting Lance, and we are dead to any attack. Maybe they don't see it, right? Maybe they don't see it, so I'll keep lands in hand. One turn too late on that fire. Okay, so I guess they missed the line that kills us, and they're playing, well, they're playing it safer. They might have seen the line. They don't want to play into our stuff. So we make the only play we can. And we're still pretty dead to a lot of stuff here. Oh god, Omnivore too. Ooh, does that help us? Almost. Yeah, get the only one of those back we can. And pass it back. I mean, if we show them exactly what we have, then they know they don't have to play around anything. Eviscerate. Okay, this is just over. Yeah, that'll do it. Cool. Oh, those first few turns were so good. They were too good, and Karma bit us. Doing well is bad karma. Befuddle. First eruption. Pretty much gotta play it like this, and I'll be back on the play here. Now they know about all our tricks too. That's the worst part. The tricks that blew them out, now they can play around them a bit better. But yeah, we'll be back on the play here. Opposite problem. This has to be a mulligan. And this is better. Bottom syncopate, that feels bad. But we need double blue and we need just more mana. And white. Too many requirements to take a random counterspell. Sure, that's something. Yeah, not to be too picky here. We have a 2/2. Might as well play our 2/2. Seal away. Don't seal away our stuff, please. I want the wizard in play, and I want the creature in play. Well, none of that matters too much. Maybe they've approached this, but I'm going to go for it anyway. Ouch. Juggernaut. Red. Cast this. It doesn't get much value. And it doesn't block a Juggernaut. But it is a wizard. So any land next turn leads to a Journey Mage. Like white or red would be fine here. 0 land is not fine. I guess we can only win. We can only win if they what? If they get their Josu Vest milled. That's how we win. But it's too late for that. We have to bounce Josu Vest here. We can double block it, but we can't even kill it that way. So the plan is to single block Juggernaut, and since we're not blocking with Chronicler, we attack with it. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yep, that's about right. Keldon Raider, I want to draw that, but I guess the Explorer is also fine. This time I will mill myself, because I want to get a sorcery in my graveyard, right? Goblin Barrage. Not to try to get lucky by milling them. Chronicler, same play as last turn. Until we're at 5 life or something and we absolutely need to chump. Trade off here. Exile Josu. Unless they're going to save up to... they're going to save it up. No. Only one play. Cast Helm. That's why bouncing it sucks. They have 20 power and toughness of creatures when they spend 8 mana on it. Or is it 10? It's some big number of mana. Maybe we'll syncopate it by that point. We have to be careful here because they can actually do 7 to us. If we don't block, but I assume they're not going to. Okay. Josu? Oh, just play it. The only chance we have of winning is if they don't play 20 power and toughness of creatures here. Soul Salvage. That's really bad for us. And Helm of the Host doesn't do enough. Oh, nothing's good enough here. At least Raider trades. And gosh. This is really hard because what do we need? The Mirari Conjecture can get back Wizard's Retort, which is something that can counter an eventual Josu. Blessed Light deals with whatever's left. I think we don't discard a card. That might be a little too greedy because this turn we're forced into... Yeah, we should have discarded the Conjecture, I think. Tough spot. They have the same option here of just sacrificing a creature, so we've got to trade like this. If we want to kill a creature, we have to block like this. Tesher, and that could even get back... Well, they can't get back anything yet. Whew. Yeah, yeah, let's pass here. I want to see if they go for lethal before using Blessed Light. But I will use Blessed Light if they don't go for it, because it buys us a little time. Is it 8 for Josu? No, I don't think it's 8. Yeah, wow. 3, 4. Conjecture can kill Tesher, then they attack for 2. Adeliz has to trade with Tesher or block one thing. Getting the Conjecture going is a nice little bonus. If we draw land next turn, we can get back a sorcery, which has to be the Goblin Barrage, and maybe do 2 things in 1 turn. So what is it? What do we do? Maybe the play is to play Adelise and not block Tesher, and then hope to draw land and then get back Wizard's Retort with the Conjecture. Or copy our Adelise. Hold on, I'm going to look up Josu Vest to see if it's 10. Correct, it is 10 mana, so if they use Memorial to Glory, that's maybe not as good for them. I'm going to play Adelise. This is impossibly difficult being at 5 life. Oh, they're going to get rid of their mana. Okay, great. So they're never going to cast a Josu, but they might kill our Adelise. Oh, thanks a lot. It puts us to 1. And yeah, that's too much for us to deal with. 2 Eviscerates. Glider, no less. And that is it. We can get back Wizard's Retort. Or we can kill this pesky Tesher's thing. But good games, solid deck. A couple less than ideal draws, but it's going to be hard to beat something like this anyway. Thanks for watching, and good luck in your drafts.